I love My Hero Academia. Yeah, this is obvious from the rest of my videos, but how else can I start this? MHA has been a part of my life for a long time. From being a young preteen watching the anime and kept on watching it to this day, from being so tired and bored from the pandemic and just binging the whole manga, and now reading it weekly for 4 years. And now here I am, still watching the newest season, still reading the manga. For my top 10 anime video, MHA and all those other series had a massive impact on me in some way. That's why they're all there. And MHA was a series that was always there. Like, I could watch an episode or a funny moment or read a random moment and find some kind of joy and entertainment from it. The same feeling I got when I first saw the series 6 years ago. A little backstory on me is that I grew up with a lot of anxiety issues. Something changing or even trying something new would always just freak me out. I remember always being scared and just wishing I could sit in a corner and just wish it all to stop and just go away and just cry. And during 2018, it was the worst because I had just graduated middle school and was preparing for high school. And I've been to that old school since the first grade at age 6. And now, 7 years later, I'm leaving it all behind. All the friends I've made are leaving to different schools, and now I'm on my own. And to add insult to injury, at the time my family was forced to sell my childhood home. The house I grew up in and loved was gone. Everything that I loved and known was disappearing, and I hated it. And I remember just sitting in my room or the living room couch, just either crying or thinking. And the more I thought, the worse it got. And this was all during summer, a time where I'm supposed to have fun, but I couldn't get my mind straight. I didn't do the things I loved anymore. I wasn't watching anime or movies or even going out for walks, nothing. I was at rock bottom. And this still happens from time to time, but back then it was just it was a mess. Around this time at the end of June, I was actually trying to make myself feel better by watching the shows I love. Naruto, Fairy Tail, Pokemon, stuff like that. And it was actually working. And here I was catching up on Pokemon when the Sun Moon anime was still airing. I actually remember the episode where I was watching at the time. It was the ping pong episode. While the episode was going on, I saw an ad that said something like, "Watch My Hero Academia, season 3 airing right now," or whatever. And I've heard about MHA before from some people, but I always just forgot to watch it. Cause believe it or not, that happens to me a lot. But during that time, again, it was summer and I had nothing else to do, so I decided to finally watch it and I couldn't put it down. I literally binged the entire show in like 2 nights. I was in my living room getting hyped for each single episode. It was truly just amazing. Season 3 was airing its first half of the time and I immediately caught up, and just in time to watch All Might vs. All for One live. And I still remember the hype and the emotion during that fight. It was truly a special moment. And after that, I was watching MHA weekly and immediately became a super fan. I was dead into it. The theories, the reviews, the character discussions, the reaction videos, and even some of the manga reviews. I was knee deep into the story, into this fandom, bro. For the first time in that year, I was truly happy and excited for something. Deku's personal journey really helped me a lot at the time, since I really needed some sort of inspiration to keep on going. So thanks to him, I was able to get into my new school without having a panic attack or freaking out, and even made new friends that I still talk to this very day. I know it sounds kind of corny, but at the time it was genuinely how I felt, and I didn't think it would end until watching MHA and being immersed in this new world with these fun and lovable and even flawed characters. And after catching up, I decided to rewatch Fairy Tail since that show was another that made me feel happy and, joy. And I binged the whole show on the rewatch, and it was actually airing its final season at the time. And I caught up to that and fell in love with the show even more, which is saying a lot because I already loved it. So now here I am watching My Hero and Fairy Tail weekly at the same time. It was truly an amazing experience. Those 2 shows were my favorites of that season and of that year, I don't care. Which, when I entered high school, this was also a time where I was first getting into seasonal anime, watching stuff by season and weekly. I would be in class and just go on my phone and see what anime would air that season and get excited to watch it when I get home or go on break. MHA got me out of that pit of despair and going back into anime, and the reason why I'm here in the first place, making content, wanting to do this for a long time and even full time. This anime has done more for me than I could ever imagine. But what about the manga? Because that's kind of the topic right now. The manga, yeah. Now, I've always known the manga was a thing, but I never really read it since I was so invested in the anime that I thought I would just stick with it the whole time. But then, certain event happened in 2020. Yeah, you all know what I'm talking about. Much like everyone else, I was bored, upset, kinda lonely. So when me and my mom could finally go outside, we were at the bookstore, I saw MHA and decided to finally start reading it. I picked up where season 4 left off and fell in love with the story all over again. NBA was coming out during that time, and that's when I started reading the manga weekly. MHA, along with Demon Slayer, that's for another time, helped me get back into manga as well. And now here we are, 4 years later, and the manga's final arc ended. And now the series will end this week, the end of My Hero Academia. Okay, this isn't totally the end, as there's a lot of spin-offs that are canon to the story, and we still have the movies, and Horikoshi stated that there's an issue in Jump where MHA is going to announce multiple projects. So it's not the end-all be-all, or that's the Cope talking, but in terms of the main series that I followed for 6 entire years, is ending. I remember thinking that it'll take 700 chapters to end, like most Big Show and Jump manga, but here we are, talking about the finale of MHA, and how it would be seeing Deku and the rest of the cast move on from everything that's happened to them, and their journeys slowly ending. It's gonna be emotional, definitely, but I'm happy to have been a part of it. I've made so many friends thanks to this series. I found so many characters and stories that I've loved thanks to it. Yeah, I'll miss it, but I'm glad I spent this much time with it. And again, this might sound corny, but thank you, Horikoshi. You've made one of the best stories that I've read in my life, and I am forever grateful for that. Thank you.
Do y'all ever wonder what sex position you were conceived in?
Motherfucker, what?
Thanks for watching the video. This was definitely a lot more personal than my usual stuff, but I'm glad y'all stuck around for it. Like and sub. I've got many video ideas to make. And to end this off, Kakabachi is gonna be the next big hit to replace it, right? Right? And give me Rimaku a chance, goddammit, come on!